9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad. Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to WWT Live, the Friday edition. Let us know in the chat where you are hailing from, what city, what state, what country, all that good stuff. Our super chats are open. And what that means is anything $2 or more, we will shout you out. We'll put your comment on the screen, all that good stuff. And since I am here, you guys have the option of asking me any question that you want. That's only super chats only. That's what's happening today. We got a lot of things to talk about. We have to talk about our next co-host. She had a great time on a world-renowned podcast show. We talk about my crazy weekend, so many different things. But like I said, I'm not alone. The PR princess herself is in the building. Courtney Rice, how are you doing?
It's been a minute. Yeah, you could tell I'm still exhausted from yesterday being in New York. I had the chance to sit down for Busted Open podcast, what we will talk about later in the show. But it was great being there. Of course, we had our friend of the show, Mark Henry, Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer. It was a very interesting episode because it was their masterclass episode because they started doing this series for a lot. But I'm not going to tell you what the conversation is, but it was a really good conversation that they had where it did talk a lot into that. So hopefully the live one would be out on their podcast, but it was a very compelling, interesting podcast. And also a fact too, I was the only female in that building. So I was the only one, which actually is not a bad thing. It's a good thing because now they see women do love professional wrestling. They still do.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, we can get into that and we'll get into it with our next co-host as well. Victoria is also in the building. How are you doing?
Hey, I am good. How are you guys tonight?
I exhausted as well. So like Courtney, you said you got back yesterday. Yeah, that's when I got back from Vegas. And I'm just like, it feels like a Monday, but it's a Friday because I've been kind of like working from Saturday to yesterday. And then I drove. So it's been quite interesting. And we can get into all of that as far as for you guys who don't know, I said last week I went to see WoW live, and oh my gosh. If you guys have been watching WoW for several years, this is a whole different level. And if you guys haven't been watching it, I definitely encourage you guys to watch it. It comes on Saturdays. You have to check your local listings. If you watch it on Hulu, or if you have Hulu, you can watch it on Hulu. And then they also run it back on their YouTube. So there's no excuse not to watch it. It's 30 minutes. And I mean, support women's wrestling. Just putting it out there. But let's get into it first. So we have NXT, WWE. They introduced their next rookie class, which is kind of interesting given the fact that they had so many releases. It kind of poo-poos on my whole theory of money. But they introduced their next rookie class, which looks like it's 5 men. I'm looking at, right?
Yeah.
5 men, no women. Interesting. Another interesting thing. What do we think of this? Given again the fact that they had several releases over the last week or so, week and a half. We'll start with you, Courtney.
It's very interesting when this news came out because a week or two ago we were talking about releases, obviously with Zada Steele, Wes Lee, Kylie Ray, Bryce Donovan. A lot of them were under the WWE ID umbrella. A lot of them, of course, for NXT and development. So it just felt very weird, but also, and I think this is something Professor might have mentioned, because even though we are getting these releases, it does help for people who are in the rookie class, who are working in the Performance Center. We also do have Evolve, which also that does take another step with NXT. And we also have the NIL signings too. So it's pretty much WWE is kind of like a juggernaut in a way, because even though with the releases, because it may not have worked out in the end, they're still going to rack up people in who are hungry. They are hungry to get into that spotlight. They're hungry to thrive in there, especially working in the performance center. And with the fact too with NXT, that could be a stepping stone, or a possibly LFG, because I don't know if they're going to do season 3 or not, depending. But if they do season 3, don't be shocked if a few people from the performance center are going to be involved in that season.
Yeah. What up, Jeffrey? Victoria, what do you think of these development?
I mean, I was surprised with so many releases that they even announced a class. The fact that it's all guys doesn't totally surprise me, only because we say time and time again that like NXT is stacked with women. They have so many good women that I think they're starting to recognize that they don't have enough men in the pipeline to move up. So I think that's probably why it's all men. But I was kind of surprised with all the releases. But again, like Courtney said, I think there's always people that their dream is to be in WWE.
Right.
And so they'll always take a shot if they can.
I mean, I guess. But then on the flip side, like, how would you feel if you just got released and then they introduced like a new class? It's like, well, wait, like it's kind of like, to me, it's like, well, one, what did I do wrong? And then two, what did you do wrong in not giving me the tools that I need in order to stay? You know what I'm saying? Like, because they did release some men as well. So I just, on a non-business sense, on an emotional thing, that's kind of where I'd feel on both sides.
That's always very tricky because sometimes people, especially if you do, like, I don't even know backstage if it's like a creative issue, it's a booking issue or something, especially if it's like a specific superstar that was able to push and maybe they're not hitting it differently. And also with the fact too, I was very surprised with some of these releases, and also with that, because with the NXT and TNA partnership, if it didn't work out at NXT, they could jump over to TNA for a little bit and work with some of the male wrestlers who have been veterans in the game, like Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, along with the other people. So that was just very interesting. But usually sometimes as I mentioned, it could be a booking issue. And we've seen the writer's room with WWE Unreal, like something always pivots, and also not really getting into effect. And also, Victoria mentioned the NXT men's division. I mean, it's getting there a little bit, but before it was not getting there because you had to think of like which stars. And also you really have to think like, if I'm pretty sure Trick is going to be called up soon. Once Ricky is done, and just trying to think of anything else, I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line he's going to get through. So I think this is something they're going to learn, have to pivot. And it is sad seeing some of the stars, because we were talking about Wesley a couple weeks ago. Like when we found out, news broke out that he got released, that was very shocking, because I'm surprised they didn't do much with him during the TNA versus NXT. But sometimes if it doesn't work out in WWE, they can thrive off somewhere. If they want to stay in wrestling, they could do like the independent scene. They could also do overseas in New Japan just to get back on their feet, or just figure out where they want to go.
Well, actually, ironically, and I don't think it's breaking news because it's been on social media, but Jin is now going to be doing Jin and Draco Starks. They're going to be on All Caribbean Wrestling in December. So they didn't wait. I don't want to say they didn't wait too long, because I think they have 60 days, but they both signed on to do All Caribbean Wrestling in December. And I believe Jin's also doing something like in the next couple of weeks as well. So, kudos to them for continuing the dream. But like I said, on an emotional level, I'd be kind of like irritated and heated. Like, look, like, what are you saying? But anyways, kudos to them, and good luck to all. And the good thing with wrestling, where we are right now in wrestling, good luck to everybody who got released. But there's a lot of different indie promotions. There's so many different things. There's so many different places you can do. If you have a passport, you can go anywhere in the world right now. Wrestling's really hot, so this is a good time to be an indie wrestler. Now, also continuing with women, We have JC Jane. She recalls what Shawn Michaels told her after winning the NXT Women's Championship. And he pretty much just said, which is kind of funny. I think all coaches say this. Stop overthinking, which is, just enjoy the moment, which I don't know if it's like where we are in society, because there's so many different things kind of going on that you often don't enjoy the moment. So, I've had so many coaches and mentors say this to me. But what do you think of this advice from Shawn to JC Jane?
I mean, I think it's absolutely good advice in the sense of like anyone, right? I feel like any athlete, my coach when I was competing in CrossFit used to say that to me all the time, like stop overthinking, just do it. But I do think knowing how strategic you hear from so many wrestlers you have to be in your career, and how you always have to be thinking like 5 steps ahead of like what you could do or what's the next story or where you're going to go next. I feel like it could be good advice, but it also could stop you from looking for the big picture of where you fit in, which I feel like for wrestling is so key.
Courtney?
I think for Shawn, because he's been in the game for so long, just having that advice, because going back to Victoria's point, a lot of wrestlers, especially now, they do overthink too much, saying, how should I do this? How should I do that? And then also you have to throw in for social media in the fray, especially if you've never done social media before. That's also another level. And Victoria would be proud of me because I'm going to use a pageant reference for this, because my coach would always say, just get into the moment, pause for a minute, and always think, why are you doing this? And make sure that you're 10 steps ahead. Don't think about anybody else, think about you. And that's something that I've always kept in my head, and also something that Shawn always wants to say, not just to JC, but to everybody in NXT, is just figuring out your own story. Why do you want to be on NXT? What makes you think that you can be an NXT women's champion or an NXT men's champion? Like being the face of that brand. So sometimes you kind of have to do things outside of your comfort zone, which can be a little uncomfortable, but that's the beauty part about not just wrestling, but it's always the beauty part about in life. If you take the risks and the chances, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does pay off in the end.
Yeah, it's kind of catch-22. It's like beyond wrestling, right? Where we are in society, something happens, everybody whips their phone out, and you don't really get to enjoy the moment of it all. So it's like it's hard to do that when it's just like, okay, well, I just won, so what next? Especially with something like WWE, where they're not necessarily making cuts all the time, but it's like, well, what have you done for me lately? Like, you're the champion now, but how do you remain the champion? Or how do you make sure that there's fan engagement? How do you, kind of almost do everything right in order to stay in the company? There's so many things, like the balance between enjoying the moment and also staying on top of your job as a wrestler seems like daunting, and kudos to the wrestlers who have managed to balance it. But again, we just talked about in the last story, we had several people who were on the chopping block. So did they enjoy the moment too much? Were they too much in their head? Like, it's just it's an interesting dynamic. And for those people who've managed to stay the course and have been with WWE for such a long time, it'd be interesting what their mindset is. Like Natalya, like the ups and downs, how did she manage to stay? And then somebody who is not a second generation New Day, like how do they manage to recreate themselves and stay like, how do they do all those things? So it's interesting. And when we get those people, we'll definitely kind of ask those questions. But something else that's coming down the pipe, September 6th, 2026, Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Money in the Bank will be here or there, which I'm excited because I just went to New Orleans and I feel like this would be a very interesting place to have Money in the Bank. What do you think of this? And do you think they're also going to expand this into some add-ons. Like it's not just going to be the one PLE. You might have something else, and then all the other surrounding stuff. What do you think of that, Victoria?
So like I had to keep refreshing because I'm like, Sunday, it's on Sunday. I've gotten so used to PLEs being on Saturday. So that's automatically why I thought like there has to be an NXT show, or they're gonna have to be doing extra things that weekend for why they chose that date. I'm excited for it to be in New Orleans. I was excited when I thought WrestleMania was going to be in New Orleans because I love an excuse to go visit that city again.
Right.
So I think it'll be fun. And, you know, I'm excited. This side of the country is getting such a major PLE this year. Well, next year, but.
Courtney, thoughts?
I actually am happy. I mean, I know we were supposed to get WrestleMania for New Orleans, but they had to pivot a little bit, and they're getting money in the bank. And for this one, they're going to have to really, no pun intended, but go all out in this weekend because they may have to do an NXT PLE. And also because it is New Orleans, it does have a lot of history, a lot of culture, and especially on the food space, definitely figure out some ideas, a lot of press opportunity to really just push the limit in New Orleans because it's very historic, wonderful, wonderful city. A lot of people visited. I would like to go to New Orleans because it does sound like a really cool pay-per-view, but I'm hoping that they do. Oh my
gosh. New Orleans is.
Yes. I heard so many good stories about people going to New Orleans.
And isn't that the same weekend as would it be All Out?
Well, it's going to depend because I know this year they had to flex a bit because All Out Texas was in July. Also, with the fact to next August, they're going to be back at Wembley Stadium at the end of August. So I don't know when All Out is going to be. I guess,
okay.
Because so depending on like when they do traveling internationally, they're going to have to figure out probably as soon as possible.
Well, I mean, it'd be smart of them not necessarily running from the heat, but to have a different day. But you know, clearly, it's like they can't keep away from each other. It's like a toxic relationship or something, something like that.
It's just not a coincidence.
It is definitely not. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then I feel like there's gonna be so many things that they can incorporate. New Orleans, like just being there a couple months ago, there's such a vibrant city, and also they do a lot of benefit financially because you know there's still recovery from Katrina, believe it or not, and then they were kind of recovering from Katrina, and then the pandemic happened. So this would definitely be a really great injection of tourism, and there's so many things to do, and the food. Oh my god.
Get that Creole food. Just get the Creole.
The fried chicken was great. And if you do go, you have to either go a day before or stay a day after because Bourbon Street, you need to go there and then you need a day to recover. Like it's just a whole nother situation. But speaking of recovery, Red Velvet, she was injured. She made her return to Ring of Honor, and she put the interim ROH champion Mercedes Moné on notice. And it's kind of funny. So we interviewed Red Velvet, I think, in the early summer, late spring, and she said that Mercedes was on her, you know, to have a match list. And how do you think this is going to play out? Because I was kind of surprised that Mercedes, I mean, she wanted the 12, and I think she's at 12 now. She should have got the 12.
She is.
But I was kind of surprised that this was the title that she was going to get, that she got, because it's technically interim. How do you think this is going to play out? Do you think that she's going to beat Red Velvet and then also be the ROH TV champion? Like, because then it just seems like now you're... like I'm all for the 12 belts, but then there comes a time that it's just like, is this good for business for ROH? And I think we talked about this before, like Athena being, you know, champion for a long time. You know, Mercedes holding on. Like, it just, is this going to be good for the business in the long run? And we'll start with you, Victoria.
So I'm a little over the 12 belts. I have to tell you.
Don't let Ced hear you.
I know. But ultimately, because I feel like Ring of Honor is being swallowed by AEW many times, with them always ending up like transferring belts. And I get concerned even with NXT and, like the Hardy Boys right now having the NXT titles, even though they're not on NXT. Like I get concerned when it gets muddled too much like that. And I feel like it can end up diluting a brand versus helping to elevate it more. So I would like to see a little bit more like distance between the two brands, but how do you do that, and how do you get the belt off of Monet without it diluting what they're trying to do with her also?
Courtney, our resident AEW expert.
Yeah.
I said this on Monday because first off, I ain't afraid of said because I will say it. I will say it. For me, because I said this on Monday, I did have a little bit. And this is nothing against her wrestling wise, because we all know she's a great wrestler. We all know she puts on banger of matches over in New Japan. The biggest concern that I had, because when I watched that match on Saturday, when I did my watch along of Wrestle Dream, I really thought it was going to be either Athena or the New Japan Strong Women's Champion that was going to come out for that challenge. I did not think Mina Shirakano was going to come out. So that was a little bit of a concern, because I'm like, she won the title, but Red Velvet is injured. How is that going to work? And with the fact, too, she wrestled all 3 days during Wrestle Dream. So it is a little bit concerning, because I know, and I kind of did say this right after All in Texas, that she should start being a little bit unhinged after she lost to Toni Storm, because sooner or later she's going to be unhinged, and then doubt's going to creep in, because we know she's going to face off against Chris Statlander for the AEW women's title. And I had to bring this up because there was a lot of people that do support Mercedes that kind of pretty much threw the rest of the AEW women's division or under the rug, thinking like, oh, they got the rub from Mercedes. And I was like, you tend to forget some of them won championships before she got there. And I did have to bring up Chris Statlander was a former TBS champion. I was very disappointed they didn't do nothing when she beat Jade for the belt, because she came back from injury. She beat Jade for the belt, but there was like no elevating, no character development before she lost that belt to Julia Hart. So that's why I was very concerned about that. I'm very curious on what they're going to do with Ring of Honor. And I think this is something Professor said similar on Tuesday with Black Wrestling Alliance, because he did put out some good points as well. It's going to be very interesting how they're going to do Ring of Honor, because I don't even know at this point. Shockingly enough, they're in the tournament for the Ring of Honor Pure Women's Championship. So you added another belt, which that was unnecessary, because now you have this, and you also have the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. And with the fact, too, Mercedes and Athena are teaming up to be in the bracket for the women's tag team. So it's really hard to tell. And I just think they kind of really need to rethink on what's the vision for Ring of Honor, because shockingly enough, and even though I follow them on socials, they do have some good programming. They do have some good programming.
No, their programming is actually really, really good.
Yeah, they do. It's like when I watch it on socials and everything else, and even when I watched like the last 2 pay-per-views, I'm like, this is really good. But it's just they need a clear direction. Just need a clear direction on what they're going to do. But it's going to be a banger of a match between Red Velvet, because like you said, when you interviewed Red Velvet, she wants to face off against Mercedes. It's going to be a banger.
Speaking of right direction, he's found the right direction to WWT on a Friday, looking oh so governmental. The councilman himself is in the building, Mr. Willpower.
Oh, yes. It's a 12 belts type of Friday, because the scumbag era is upon us. And your councilman is glad to be here.
Thanks for coming on. How are you doing today?
I mean, if that didn't tell you, I don't know what to tell you.
So thoughts on, Red Velvet's come back. She has pretty much said she's back to reclaim her title because she never lost it. Mercedes Moné is the interim ROH Women's TV champion. How do you think this is going to play out?
It gives another chance for Mercedes to put somebody over. I think Red Velvet did an incredible job being the television champion, and they need to let her get back to that. As much as I love 12 belts Monet, it wouldn't be bad if she didn't have that one. Like, let's get Red Velvet back where she needs to be.
It may happen in Ring of Honor Final Battle, because that's like the next pay-per-view.
Even better, let it be on that programming to be able to put that on. And I think would that be the first time Mercedes has been on a Ring of Honor PLE?
Correct.
Even better.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hope for, but I'm just worried that I don't know. I'm just worried that they're like, yeah, no, she's gonna hold on to it, and now she's probably the ROH kind of family and that sort of thing. Victoria, what do you think of this?
I am in complete agreement. I think they need to get the belt off from Mercedes. I think it would make sense to do it on Ring of Honor pay-per-view. That way you don't deal with her being diminished on AEW programming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Red Velvet, just give the belt back. Come on, let's do this. Let's go down to 11 belts.
Yeah. Or we go to 12 as Athena screws her for the tag titles.
That's what I was thinking.
He throws Athena.
That could maybe, because we kind of said this, Boss Lady in an agreement on who would be the one to take down Athena. Because if they're not gonna
Go on.
Because if they're not gonna let Alex Windsor be the one to do it, because I know Alex Windsor is doing like other things, because she just had a match with the former IWGP Women's Champion, so she probably do some stuff with New Japan. It's kind of thinking like, who's going to be the one to really take the baton and lead Ring of Honor?
It's interesting because Bosa just said a really interesting point. It's the first time Mercedes has gone behind the paywall, and with that being said, ROH, you have to pay the $9.99 or whatever it is a month. With having Mercedes there, does it? I'm interested to see if people are now signing up for that membership. Like, because if she's bringing in money to ROH, then it might, unfortunately, be good for business to have her as a champion, because you're going to want to see what she's doing. So that's just a really great point. Right? That's the one thing where it might. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, you guys might want Red Velvet, and you guys, meaning I'm speaking for myself, to become champion again or reclaim her title. However, financially, if Mercedes now is bringing more eyeballs and people are paying to watch ROH because Mercedes is on it, then that's good for business. And, feelings don't matter. But we'll see. I don't know what the numbers are. I'm just guessing. With that being said, let's go into our SmackDown preview, Courtney.
Yeah, we got SmackDown tonight from Tempe, Arizona. After the chaos that ended SmackDown last week, we have Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes in the house. Same building. Don't know what's going to happen. And also, if you heard the announcement from Nick Aldis, they will be meeting at Saturday night's main event next weekend for the WWE Undisputed Championship match. You can get all this at the top of the hour with Honey Night SmackDown, which is happening top of the hour during SmackDown. And I know Honey is ready for tonight's SmackDown. We're also going to have Miss Tiffany Stratton, the reigning WWE Women's Champion, taking on Kiana James after the encounter that they had last week. These two ladies will be going one-on-one, and obviously Julia is sneaking around the corner, so I'm sure she will take a cheap shot at Miss Tiffy. And also, I do not have a slide for this one, but this was an announcement earlier today that Ilya Dragunov, the new United States champion, is going to be doing an open challenge tonight. Don't know who's it going to be, but we shall see. All this and more happening tonight at the top of the hour for SmackDown tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes.
Don't forget, Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura are teaming up to take on MFT tonight as well.
Oh, so that's a match too. So all this and more happening on the top of the hour for Honey Night SmackDown, and also SmackDown tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on USA Network.
Should be a good one. And then let's go into our Halloween Havoc predictions. It's happening this weekend.
Yeah, Mr. NXT.
Okay. Yeah, we have Halloween Havoc this weekend. There's going to be a lot of spooky shit going on. And we are live. You can catch me live at the graveyard with all the ghouls, goblins, and souls checking out the madness. First matchup, we have the North American champion, the greatest North American champion, All Ego Ethan Page, taking on Dr. Wagner Jr. So we do not get canceled. I will not say his first name. And it will be for the AAA International title. Now, ladies, when the dust is settled and the sun has risen, who will be AAA International champion?
I'm going to agree with Jeffrey and say Dr. Wagner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Dr. Wagner on this.
It's all four of us. I agree.
No, he's going for All Ego.
Oh,
All
really?
Ego. I'm going for All Ego, man. Dr. Wagner need to understand who he messing with. All right. Ego don't play. All right.
Okay.
And I can just see it because I still want, this is my hopes and dreams. Ethan Page gets this title and then go beats Ilya for the U.S. Championship to become the greatest North American champion of all time, all the continents.
Oh
North
my
America.
God. That would be pretty cool to see.
What better ego to have it than Ethan Page?
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
I can see the vision.
Yes. Then we got this shit.
Do not hurt on my voice.
No. So the ones at the bottom, very excited for. The broken parties have returned. There's about to be a lot of Delete and Brother Nero in this building, as it is going a broken match against them folk guys. The Dark State, whatever. And titles will be on the line. Do we really have to go through who winning?
I mean, I think we're all for the Hardys, but
Yeah. Agree Hardys is winning.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
Damn, Maria saying Dark State is trash. Oh my God. On Friday.
She's not wrong. All I know
is violence.
Hickenbottom and the other dude that run TNA. If Vanguard 1 does not make an appearance tomorrow, y'all drop the ball. Y'all drop the ball. If Lord Max does not make an appearance tomorrow, we have dropped the ball.
Can't forget about the children. Can't forget about the kids.
We saw the queen. Saw the queen in the package. So obviously she gonna be there. But if those two don't make an appearance, what are we doing?
They should.
Mm-hmm.
They should.
And then we got this telenovela going on. Blake Monroe will be looking to add gold as Zarya is defending the North American title in Soul's honor for some damn reason. Like, I guess very funny how they're treating this now like another company that has an interim champion. Say they don't watch the programming, yet somehow y'all doing the same thing. But yes, it'll be Zarya versus Blake Monroe. The North American title's on the line. Ladies, when the souls have gone back into the grave and the sun has risen and old man Charles is starting his shift, which one of these ladies is walking out as the North American champion?
Who's Old Man Charles?
Old man Charles is is the gravekeeper. He the one that be cutting the grave.
Oh.
There's
there's a whole story now. There is a
Yeah, Mr. Charles
it's a
don't know that.
story.
He know it go down at night. He come at 7 a.m, make sure the grass cut, flowers fresh, and he leave by 5. No exceptions.
Copy. I am again going with Jeffrey. I'm thinking Blake Moreau is gonna win.
The Glamour from Hell is going to be the new NXT North American Women's Champion.
I agree. I'm going with Blake.
I want to get on this train with y'all. I want to. But I feel there's a bigger story here. I feel like Zarya is going to retain and not want to give that championship up back to Soul. And then you get
Okay.
belt. This her chance to be like, you remember when they promoted her first?
Yep.
And we thought like, yo, she finna be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And she got put on the kiddie train with Soul, and it was all little butterflies and niceness and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is that time for her, especially with Blake, to bring out what she looked like right here.
Mm-hmm.
F5 Spears. And I think that's going to be the biggest story. So we get Blake back to the NXT women's title so she can dethrone one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Then we got a spooky lady taking on our NXT Women's Champion. Tatum Paxley will be trying to dethrone the champion JC Jane tonight. No stipulation for some reason, nor is the wheel here for Halloween Havoc. Very interesting. We didn't get the wheel this year. But the championship is on the line. Now, with Fatal Influence looming around and Tatum having Izzy Dame on her side, when everything is settled, though, who walks out the NXT Women's Champion?
I will say I think they're not done with JC having it. I think there's some type of nonsense. They're going to keep the belt on her. And just the wheel is gone because their hosts are gone. They fired both the hosts for Halloween Havoc.
That's true.
So who's going to host?
Dang, that's wild. That's true. Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't know nobody else that's like that on the Halloween side that would do it.
No, I mean, you could. I mean, like if Nikki Cross talked, you could do something really fun with the Wyatt Six.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
dang, yeah, you're right. Wow, I didn't even think of that.
I thought about that because I'm like, what costumes are they going to wear? And then I'm like, it doesn't matter. They're not on the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with JC. I feel like she's going to retain. And Jeffrey kind of made a point in there that's a possibility. Izzy Dane may cost Tatum Paxley the title, and that could lead into something else, possibly, because we had seen Lyra Valkyria pop up on NXT here and there. So it's a possibility that could lead to a bigger story with those two. But I'm picking JC Jane to retain.
Same. Thinking
Yeah.
JC is gonna retain.
Yeah, I think Tatum is just gonna be Tatum coming out party. The showcase like why she could be taken as a serious contender to wear the belt, but JC and Fatal Influence, man, they didn't got their ducks in a row, and to Victoria's point, I don't think they're done with her story just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-way for JC Jane.
Yeah. And
And now for this match that don't need to be happening, but for some reason, he's back in the title picture. Ricky Saints, aka the dude from Four Town. He'll be taking on Trick Williams. I'm sorry. I can't unsee this. I cannot unsee the L. All right, Victoria. TK, have you ever watched Turning Red? That Pixar movie, the Disney Pixar movie?
oh, I did.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the boy band Four Town?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me that ain't Ricky Saints.
Oh my god.
I can't see this. You can't do this.
You will never.
Listen, I love me a boy band though.
Yep. It's gonna be tearing up our hearts.
Oh my god! As a person that is a diehard fan of boy bands, my god.
Just saying, so you won't unsee this. You will
I
not.
can't now.
Because TK don't know. Because I know she be out in the world. She be busy. TK, once you see it,
Okay.
one in the middle, one right in the middle.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All
Ricky
right.
State, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, the NXT title is on the line. Do we get the third installment of Trick Williams as NXT champion, or is this really the Ricky Saints era?
I just like we were talking about this earlier. I think they're pulling him up. I think Trick's getting pulled up soon. So I feel like why would you put the belt on him if you're pulling him up to main roster?
How soon do you think he's getting pulled up? Because I don't think he's getting pulled up. I don't think he's getting pulled up this year. I definitely think he's getting pulled up in 2026, leading into like the Rumble or leading into Mania. But I don't think, and again, I haven't been watching NXT consistently because it's been all over the place. But I just don't. I think he's, with everything that he's done thus far, I think it's better to keep him where he is for the rest of the year.
I mean,
I'm thinking the Rumble. So yeah, they could put it on him
because he could just use a break. Same thing like with Oba. Like both of these men have been like running it since the beginning of the year. So it's like we're in October. We're about to hit November next week. Like you being off for a month or two to be able to rest and be off television, like that's not a bad look. And then even too, like promoting them that they are coming. Because I see him be on Monday Night Raw like that.
Yeah. But imagine if he were to win, right? Like, because you get off, you were to win, and now you come into Rumble as the champion for NXT.
This is true. I got even
the
bigger.
only problem is the only problem I think that if he were to do that, I don't know, and I guess we can piggyback into this question: is there a place for him on the main roster?
Yep, and I know just where to put him.
Where would you?
The Vision.
Really?
Ooh, that would be very interesting.
Paul Heyman guy. With what he is now, yes,
he could fit with Paul.
Because it keeps going full story. Because you know what it also leads to? That point when Braun Breaker don't need Paul, and if you don't want to pull the Brock card, this is your next guy.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Because you could directly throw him into the IC title, especially with the beef he already got with Dominic when he took the North American champion off of him. Imagine taking the IC belt off of Dominic.
I could see it. And listen, anything that keeps, like, someone's gonna hate me. Anything that keeps what's his face off our screens.
Who?
Anything that keeps Brock off the screen. I'm not a huge Brock fan.
Nobody's hating
me out, but
nobody's hating. I agree.
He doesn't need to be on TV.
No,
you've done your service for the last couple of years. You're not needed right now.
I think I'm picking Ricky Saints to retain the NXT championship.
Same. Ricky Saints retains. TK.
I thought I gave my answer. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I think I might do the swerve and say Trick.
Okay. But what does that do to Ricky?
When he's champion? Like if he retains?
If doesn't retain and Trick.
Oh, Bosa.
That's going to be very interesting because it's like you made that win. I don't want to say a waste, but it's like you made him defeat Obafemi, and it's kind of like where we're at right now. And then if he doesn't,
now that you say that,
that's gonna make the line Oba said about him hit way worse.
yeah,
Cody's boy, that's gonna make it 10 times worse.
Or do you pull? Okay, like we're all waiting, right? I am. Okay, I will speak for me. I'm waiting for the Randy Orton swerve. But then could you imagine Saints comes in, is Cody's new friend, right? His best friend, the person he's like, yes, I can rely on him. And then he turns on Cody.
I can see it. My only thing is that we know him from AEW, and it hasn't fully built
been long enough
in WWE who he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's very fair.
So you need him to cook as the champion. Or to
Yeah.
simmer as the champion.
Yeah, you need him to cook as the champion, and he kind of needs that Javon Evans, Roxanne move that they were doing. Like send them up to SmackDown every once in a while to be seen on there.
Yeah.
Because I would love to see a rivalry between him and Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown.
Oh my goodness. I would love for him to get encounter with the Miz. Like have that just that one encounter.
Yeah. If he can get that Miz rub, yeah, then he really cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they handled him with the North American Championship, like you can't let that happen twice.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And it's time for Trick Williams to take his ass up to the main roster anyway. He's come so far since since we talked about him last year during this. Like when we was like, yo, he's not ready. Like, don't just send him up. Like what he's done from then to now, it's like, yo, it's day and night. Like this is a true, genuine, like he's got the character locked down. He's got the in-ring presence locked down. The moveset has gotten better. Like, let's do it. Let's just do it. It's needed on the main roster anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was all the what are we missing? Oh yeah, we are missing a match. I think, right?
I looked through the preview and I believe it's 5 matches.
No, we got Leon Slater and Javon Evans versus Mr. Iguana and La Parka.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't see a graphic for that one.
I think I got one. Come on, computer, don't be dumb. Yeah, here we go. I got you. Boom.
Look at you go.
Thank you. Yes, so we got a lot of bouncing, a lot of iguanas, and a lot of luchadors going everywhere. After the dust is settled, who wins this extremely fun match, which I hope is the opening match?
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be good.
It really is going to be a fun one. I know you don't like them as a tag team after what you said on Wednesday. But I know you said what you had to say on Wednesday, but I'm going to pick Leon Slater and Javon Evans for the win.
You know what? I feel like if you're going to make this an opener, you want to like make it something super fun. Labubu says Iguana is going to win the match for them all.
Yep. My pita bread also agrees. And Mr. Iguana are going to win.
I have nothing else that will agree, but TK agree with.
Where's Beulah? This is the perfect time for you to pick up Beulah.
Beulah is comfortable and seated. She went to Vegas with me, so she is relaxing. She
Okay.
We understand.
Fun fact about Beulah though, because I drove there and back. She got when she saw that we were heading back to Los Angeles, she literally, because I had her bed in the front seat with me, She's like, no, I'm good. Passenger princess just went to the back seat before I even started driving. Like she knew, like
I know my place. I know where
yeah,
I go.
chill. Just just driving. Let me know when we're here. Crazy.
What we call a Big Beulah in the streets.
Beulah did enjoy Fremont. Fremont was really great. I think that's it for the stories that I want to kind of tackle today. Fremont was really great. It was my first time. I've been to Fremont, but I never been to the Fremont experience. And I also got to see I don't know what the politically correct term is, the micro mini wrestling. That was really fun and interesting. So yeah, it was a great experience. There's gonna be a video coming out hopefully the next couple days. And then also if you watch WoW, you might see somebody's face a couple of times on the show. So representing WWT. So it was a good experience too. So
okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to talk about Money in the Bank?
Yes, we
did. Yes, we did.
Did you pick y'all Money in the Bank winners?
Oof.
We said with it going in the September now, and with all the landscape different of how to cash in, with who's out now and who could potentially be coming by September, who is Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank 2026 in New Orleans? I'll give you an example of what we threw out in kayfabe. We said Carmelo in the bank. Or Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, I would say Carmelo or somebody of his class or lower, if that makes sense. The reason being is that we have a lot of people, we're kind of we're slowly not relying on the legends, but we have to move away from that. And I think this is where Money in the Bank comes into play, especially the timing of it, and it's leading into the back end of the season. So I think Melo or somebody of that liking would make more sense.
Another one that threw out was from Honey herself. She said Finn Balor.
Give that man Mr. Money in the Bank.
Would he still be a Judgment Day around the time, do you think?
I don't think so. I think Judgment Day will be done, and it'll actually just be Hispanics in there and Liv. That's it.
I think, and my first thought for woman was Liv. If she's back, depending on her healing, that could be really cool.
So here's the thing I threw out. I think Liv is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I think Liv and LA Knight are going to win the Royal Rumble next year.
That makes a lot of sense for LA Knight to get the Rumble.
Because that's how you live, and that's how you get Liv directly back into the title picture. And she can choose whoever she wants, and she'll milk that for so long until you get to the Elimination Chamber. For the woman, I'm going back to who should have had it last time. Give me Chelsea in the bank.
Oh, Chelsea, that would be a good pick.
Green's time, yo.
If Liv wins the Rumble, Chelsea would be amazing.
She ain't champ by then. Like, she earned that briefcase.
Yeah, Chelsea would make a good women's Money in the Bank. For the women, I'm actually going to go opposite. I think Roxanne Perez should get women's Money in the Bank for next year. Roxanne.
I'm never going to disagree with you, Courtney.
Roxanne for the women's, but for the men, because I'm thinking if my guy LA Knight may win it in the Royal Rumble, I'm going to go with Ilya Dragunov. That's like a wild card.
Dragunov in the bank?
Yeah, Ilya Dragunov.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good.
I see TK head just turning. She just thinking of the money. Okay, we get into September. Who main event WrestleMania? If they main event did, who at SummerSlam? Now we have Money in the Bank. Who live then?
Wow. I'm not even bothering with you said. I think Chelsea would make a really good Chelsea or Roxanne would make a really good play. But then if based on what we were our previous conversation with Trick and Oba possibly called up, those might be good plays too.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them in the match. I'm not fully convinced of them winning just yet, but I can definitely see them being participants in it. Victoria.
I'm going back and forth. I like that Dominic.
Mm.
I'm not arguing with you.
Dirty Dom in the bank.
Scumbag in the bank.
I was like, who do they want? Who would they want to elevate next? And they are slowly but steadily. Like Dom's a steady burn lately, so that could be a nice little next bump up into more of the main roster picture for him. I do love, I mean, like you've sold me on Chelsea Green. I just need Chelsea with all the cute outfits, with the briefcase, different straps to match each outfit. Like she would just go busters and she would be hysterical trying to cash that thing in and like keep getting avoided.
Yep. That I need it. And that's what I think too, is why it's so good that they moved to September, because now you get to see more of the character work of someone holding Money in the Bank. Like having it in June, it was like, okay, you want to have that moment at SummerSlam because WrestleMania is so far away. So it's just like, it's either do it at the biggest party of the summer or it's very random. But now being able to have it in September, that October, November, December run, you could be able to be the character of having Money in the Bank. When you get into the road to WrestleMania, like just seeing like a segment where the women's champion is deciding between which champion the winner's gonna decide which champion she is, and then here comes Chelsea out of nowhere, like, just also know this right here. Just know. Anytime, any place. So I would love to see that. And also, Dominic Mysterio should be John Cena's last opponent. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well,
let the scumbag era begin.
Well, 50
that
days.
Sounds like a shirt.
50 days, John will be here. 50 days.
Wait, what happened?
50
That
days.
took me I wasn't even like John Cena was not a main part of my era. Like him and Edge were like one of my favorites in the era I was watching. But like it's like over this past year, like my love for John has grown. And it's gonna be, I feel like I'm now on the train of being like, it's gonna be emotional when he actually hangs it up.
Yeah, Ced had gave one of the best ideas, I think, for his last match, just because so many people have been putting the pressure on who his last opponent is. And I was like, outside of The Rock, there's no one that's gonna measure to that. Like we threw out The Miz, but I was like, I don't want to put that hate on The Miz. Like, oh, that's the last one. Like, Miz don't deserve that. Like, Miz at Survivor Series if they want to push that. But I know Mayor threw out a gauntlet match, but I was thinking about doing a open challenge gauntlet match, and you have 5 Dominic Mysterio,
okay,
Obafemi, Joe Hendry. Dang, who was the other one? We had one more. Dang, we had one more. There was one more in there, but the last person he faces and that pins him is Braun Breaker. That's who you give the full rub to. Dang, who was that fourth person? Both of you was watching. Who we said at the end? It was 4 to 5 people he can take on. Give him that whole hour at Saturday night's main event. All of them get at least 15 to 10 minutes apiece.
Do you think he'll get cut off like Goldberg then?
Nah.
No, I don't think so. Not with John.
No. Which means Goldberg will be even more mad. He'll have something new to be mad about.
I mean, he already mad at Oscar. He already pissed off at her, talking about, oh, they gave her a streak just to piss me off and just to throw shade at me.
That did me in. I was like, you are dead to me now, if you weren't already.
We already said him and Bret Hart need a podcast together called Bittersweet. The Bittersweet Podcast.
That would actually be very interesting. I could imagine that interaction.
I tune in every week. Every week. I tune in every week.
I think you and Dion would be tuning in every week.
Every single week. Just to see what he gonna say.
Who's gonna die? Who's done first?
Who they gonna talk shit about today? That's one of the most popular podcasts in wrestling.
That would be pretty funny.
Oh, but that's all I have. That's all I got. Oh my goodness. If they haven't, y'all know where it came from first.
They stole it.
Go get that production credit.
Yep.
Created by.
That's it. Also, TK, I had a question that I wanted to throw by you.
Oh Lord.
It ain't even that. If you had a goal, like, especially like with supporting the Women's Archive page with the super chats, there's a new feature on here that's called showing the comments. You can cut the comments on and it actually show on the screen. What if we had like a goal we met each episode? Like, yo, if we hit $50 today, all the comments will be shown on screen for everybody to see at once.
Yeah, we could do that on YouTube. Has that too. We have that on YouTube.
Okay, so just letting y'all know, y'all gonna support WWT. There's a WWT super PAC, and your councilman needs to do fraud and take out of there so he can get NXT on CW. Told you, it's the scumbag era. It's nothing but scumbagness, chicken tenders, and mullets. That's what 2026 is going to be about.
And then how we can do that, or how you guys can support that, is the Women's Wrestling Archive.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today. There it is. I think we went through. Huh?
I'm glad you showed Chelsea at the end. Can you just imagine her doing this while holding money? It writes itself.
Oh my goodness. Well, we do have one more story we wanted to share and wanted to end off with good news. But congratulations to Mark Mero, where he announced that he was engaged to his longtime partner. But do want to send congratulations to him. And he does look pretty good in person. Honey and I met him, not the recent Wrestling Dining Con, but the first one he came in there. And he did look pretty good. He looked good in shape, has a new book out, but definitely want to send congratulations to him.
Representing from Central New York. He lives in Syracuse, right by me. So
Congrats.
There it is. I'm waiting for my copy of Natalia's book to get to my house. Has anybody read it yet, or got their hands on it?
No, that's on my list.
No.
I want to get the copy of the book.
I finally have the Carrying Cross book coming. So,
yeah.
Which his documentary was. He did a great job on that.
Yeah. They dropped the ball with him.
Yeah, Honey shared it on her stories too. She shared like clips of it when he posted it on his socials.
Yeah, that's
It is worth the hour and a half to watch it. That's all I'm saying. Like, I sat down, watched the whole thing in one sitting. It was very good. And they dropped the ball.
Yeah. That's all you can say after watching that. Like,
I'm really special. Even a whiny bitching clock is right once a day. Okay. Well, there it is. With that being said, we should be having a Halloween Havoc watch along and post show this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. Our SmackDown watch along is going to be happening with Honey in a few, so stay tuned for that. And Victoria, where can everybody find you?
You can find me pretty much on all the platforms at victoriawaco.com. And next month, I will be at Slam Giving at One Up Wrestling in Syracuse hanging out. So if anyone's local to the area, come out and hang out with me. We have lots of really fun matches lined up for that show.
And Courtney, where can everybody find you?
The people can always find me chirping sporadically on WWT as much as I can. Wednesdays, it's Timeless Elite Wednesdays for me because I am the person of AEW Dynamite, and we're on the road to Full Gear. And you know, said he did 3 hours of watch along. Try doing 6 hours of a watch along for AEW, but you know where to find me on Wednesdays, AEW Dynamite, as they continue the road to AEW Full Gear, which is happening next month. So there's a lot happening there. You can also follow me on @CourtneyNJ11 on my socials. You can check out my latest post where I was in New York yesterday. Shout outs to the Busted Open crew. It was a fun episode just to sit in, to Mark Henry, Dave McGreca, Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray. Like I said, it was their masterclass podcast. It was a really fun conversation, and hopefully it'll be out soon. So make sure to check out my content. Also make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling because we have a lot of events happening in New Jersey, but I will be commentating Friday, November 7th, where they will be doing their all women's event. So if you love independent wrestling and you love women's wrestling, feel free to come out as well. And also you'll see Honey and I next month, where we'll be at a American Dream, because we get to interact with a lot of people with GCW and also ISPW. So shout out to Tommy Fiera and the team. So far it's been confirmed Karrion Kross, Matt Cardona, along with many others will be there. So yeah, feel free to say hello to us.
There it is. Yes, alongside with Courtney, I was in Vegas this weekend for a while. They definitely rolled out the carpet, so definitely shout out to them. Shout out to David McClain for hosting me. It was a great experience. Definitely something that you guys should watch. That video and article should come out soon. Kid said that video and article should be coming out soon. And yeah, if you are in the Bahamas next week, I will be there. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk. My name
is where can the people find you?
I was about to circle it all in. I was circling it all in. Thank you guys so much. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad, and make sure that you like and subscribe and all that good stuff for the channel. We definitely need to get Will his NXT privileges. We need funding for that, and get Ced out of the streets and all of that good stuff. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk. Number 1.
I still don't tell people what to follow.
Oh yeah, I thought I already did you.
No.
Oh, well, sorry, my bad.
Always after she played the Women's Wrestling Archive is when men ain't shit, and we get ignored for some reason. This is Sarah's fault, because of how she started off. That's why.
It's Sarah.
This is Sarah's fault.
I was like, Sarah's literally messaging me right now. I was like, what?
She comes in hot and gets you ready, and she just like, yo, yeah. What am I getting my money for?
I'm gonna text her. You said that right now. Will said you're coming in. Will said you come in hot and get people ready.
But yes, you could just find me at Scumbag Mania. Let's make WrestleMania, the scummiest it can be.
Wow.
Mysterio for the main event. Let the scumbag era begin. That was it. That's all I want. Hashtag.
That's all you want?
That's all I want. That's all I want.
Big back champion.
Yeah. Oh yes. The BBC will also be having a barbecue. The date will be announced sometime this year. But yes, the Big Back Coalition will be having the Big Back barbecue. We will not have anything healthy, TK. So you're gonna definitely have to hit the gym more than twice than you do at 2 a.m. and at 9 a.m. Like you always there running 6 miles for each session for some reason. You're gonna need it after you leave the Big Back barbecue.
Our barbecue's in the summer, so is this something in the 2026?
For us big backs, we don't wait for summer to barbecue. Okay. I buy my barbecue in the winter because it's cheap. Because nobody's buying barbecue pits. You know how I can get an electric and gas grill barbecue for $78. The big one. Because nobody's barbecuing except us big backs. And there's never a bad time to have a grilled bacon wrapped honey bun.
A bacon wrapped honey bun.
You damn right. See how your face went? See, that's why you want to come to the Big Back barbecue. Victoria, if you was here, I'm gonna mail you some. I'm gonna mail you some. That's what we'll do. You too, Courtney.
She put her hands up like, no, it's okay.
I don't know. Bacon on anything, right? Just makes it better.
It just makes it better. Bacon makes everything better.
See,
I don't eat pork.
You can get beef. I do turkey. I am a cooking connoisseur. I've been cooking since I was 4.
Since you were 4.
Yeah, I had to put the little spaghetti-o can on the oven because my mama was at work. Nobody told me I had to take the top off.
I'm laughing at Seth.
I like that Seth's comment. Hold on. Let me, because I know just the clip.
Now on air, bitch. Blonde hair, bitch. Beat you so bad. Get a massage chair, bitch. Ugly ass bitch. You look like a bitch. Shout to the crew. Leave them shook like a bitch.
She don't sing that in court.
I know. It's kind of like when Seth gets on it. I'm like, man, Seth. And now, then moments like this are like, Courtney can handle herself. I think Seth.
Max,
Courtney had that in her back pocket, just waiting.
Ready.
Because Max says it better than I would. He says it much better. So
I already told Mayor I had to recuse myself from this case because I cannot determine a winner. But just know, you got something on your hands, Mayor. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not going to be an easy sweep for you. Courtney is not playing any games.
I mean, Courtney does show up on Wednesdays, so you can't have it when you don't show up.
I mean,
the only time I didn't show up is when I was there in person. I was on assignment.
A 6-hour watch along, like you, hey, that's hard to top, Mayor. That's hard to top. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, well, with that being said, I think it's time to end the show. You can follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms at www.talkpod.com. Hit them up with the global. Thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao, y'all.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.